What's good, guys? This is the last minute full card predictions where we go over each and every single one of these fights. Of course, it started with like a 15 fight card. We were hyped. It wasn't originally 15, then it went to 14, 13. Now it's at a 12 fight card, but it's still UFC 319. We're going to break it down. We're going to break down the best props, the methods of victory, the money lines that I like. And, of course, we have to talk about the weigh-ins. 7 minutes left to the weigh-ins. And DDP weighs in. He hadn't weighed in. He weighs in last minute. He looked a little bit sunken out, but we saw him at the ceremonial weigh-in today, and he looks completely fine. DDP makes weight. All 12 fights are... Now we're shrunken down to 12 fights. Brian Battle fight is off. Weighs in at 190. Brian Battle, I don't know what you're doing, bro, but whatever. I don't know if the UFC's mad. Doctors called it. It's off. The fight is off. We're at a 12-fight card, UFC 319. Let's go. I'm going to help you guys. Let's go. I'm going to give you guys the best methods of victory, the props, and everything that I like. But, of course, I do not have the odds, the props. I have the odds, but I don't have the props for the Susurkaev fight and the Alibi fight. So, this fight right here, I don't have the props for. I have the odds, but I do not have the props for Susurkaev fight as well. So, 2 fights, Alibi and Susurkaev. I do not have the props out yet, but I'm going to tell you what I think, methods of victory and double chances. So, Alibi, minus 450. Joseph Morales, plus 330. This is an Ultimate Fighter finale. We don't have the props out yet. Both of these guys are making their UFC debut. 319 is going to be amazing. New fight. Great way to start off the card. Alibi is 10-0. 5-0 out of his last 5. Comes from Kazakhstan. 5'6". The reach wasn't on Tapology. 4 wins by decision, 4 wins by KO, and 1 win by sub. Matched up against Joseph Morales. Morales did very good on the Ultimate Fighter. 12-2 overall. 3-2 out of his last 5. 30 years old. 5'6", 68-inch reach. Joseph had been KO'd once by Davidson Figueiredo in round 2, and he lost to Eric Shelton. Joseph Morales fought in the UFC on August 5th in 2017. And then I believe he got cut after being 1-2. But he's back here, so welcome back, and welcome to the newcomer, Alibi. I'm going to go Alibi moneyline, minus 450. I would take Alibi by KO on points, Alibi ITD by KO or submission, but obviously it's going to be a very tough fight. I like Alibi by decision. I like him by submission on points, and I like his moneyline at a minus 450. We don't have the props out yet, but I love the double chance for Alibi. I hope we get a little bit more squeeze out of it, so let's go. 735. Karine Silva versus Dione Barboza. Now, this one, I was on Dione Barboza all week. Karine Silva minus 225. Dione Barboza plus 180. JJ Aldridge was supposed to fight Karine, but she pulled out. Karine suffered her first loss in the UFC. Last November, she lost to Vivian Araujo. Silva didn't have the best takedown defense in that fight, and she was kind of off in that fight. And we know Araujo just lost to Tracy Cortez. Karine doesn't have the best fight IQ sometimes. She is 4-1 out of her last 5, 31 years old. She has 17 wins by stoppage. Her striking is alright, but she uses it to set up her grappling, the clinches, the takedowns, drags, trips. Against Araujo, Karine didn't look her best, and she didn't have the best takedown defense in my honest opinion. I think she's going to look way better this time out. She's matched up against Dione Barboza. Way harder matchup than Aldridge. We know Barboza beat Karine Silva at, I believe she beat her at Katana Fight 9. So this is the rematch. I think this is going to be a very good scrap. Let's go over the props. Dione Barboza is going to bring it. We know that she always brings it. She's coming off of that great sub win over Diana Belbita. Karine's takedown defense is going to have to be on point in this fight. Give me Karine Silva. I am going to make an official pick flip, guys. I'm going to go Karine Silva. It's short notice for Dione Barboza. I think Karine is ready with a full camp. Now, let's go over the props. I like Karine by points, plus 120. Karine by submission on points, minus 175. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 225. And the over 2.5 at a minus 280. I think it's a good parlay piece. Let's go Karine Silva for the dub. And that's my first pick flip. Edson Barbosa versus Drakkar Klose. Edson Barbosa minus 142. Drakkar Klose plus 116. Another banger fight. I love this card. This is as good as it gets. Guys, this would be on the main card probably like a couple of years back. Prime for prime. Edson all day. But Father Time gets to us all. Edson is light on his toes, very explosive, can have gassing issues, but can go all 15, and he can go a hard 25. Edson sometimes struggles on the back foot, and if you pressure him, if you bring the war to him. Barbosa is 24-12, 39 years old. He's coming off of a 5-round war with Murphy. His 2 most recent wins are Billy Corotillo and Sadiq Yusuf. Prior to that, he lost to Giga Chikadze and Bryce Mitchell. No shame into losing to those guys. We know Mitchell just beat Said Nurmagomedov. Matched up against Drakkar Klose. Drakkar is famous for a slam KO. We all love a good slam KO. Drakkar is 4-1 out of his last 5. 37 years old. He has the grappling path to victory. He's coming off of that KO loss to Joel Alvarez. Flying knee. He has the wrestling in his back pocket. Drakkar brings the fight every time. You guys remember when Drakkar Klose fought Beneil Dariush? That fight it made me a UFC fan. Edson does wilt under pressure, but the pick is going to be Edson Barbosa. Let's go over the props. Barbosa by points plus 200. If you like Klose, he can wrestle his way to victory and bring the pressure. You know, Barbosa having to get right back up. He can't get his rhythm down. Klose by decision plus 250. Barbosa by KO on points minus 140. Klose by KO on points plus 125. Fight goes the distance. Yes, minus 144. Over 2.5. I love it. At a minus 168. Guys, I like Barbosa moneyline, minus 142. Might as well take that over double chance. No value on the double chance. Give me Barbosa by points plus 200. Give me the over 2.5, minus 168. And that this fight goes the distance at a minus 144. Let's go my guy Barbosa for the dub. But it's going to be a good fight. But Barbosa, you got to be on point. Chase Hooper versus Hernandez. Alexander Hernandez plus 250. Chase Hooper minus 325. Banger scrap after banger. Chase Hooper couldn't finish Jim Miller if his life depended on it. But Chase Hooper keeps on getting easy fights. I'm not going to lie. This is what I wrote last week. I disagree. I think that they're slowly ranking him up. You know, this is a decent, well put together fight. A very competitive fight. And Hernandez has a shot in this fight as well. With the takedowns, he has wrestling in his back pocket as well. He can survive. Chase Hooper is going to have to pull it out the gutter in this fight. He's still so young. It's going to be crazy. Chase Hooper. Alexander Hernandez is 32 years old. 3-2 out of his last 5. With wins over Jim Miller, Austin Hubbard, Kurt Hollabaugh. And he lost to Bill Algeo and Damon Jackson by split. But I will say, he's a powerhouse, has decent wrestling, can control, and he could go a full 15. Hernandez is coming off of a win over Hollabaugh. That fight was close, but Hernandez edged it out with the wrestling. Matched up against Chase Hooper. Hooper's only 25, 5-0 out of his last 5, 8-3 in the UFC. He lost to Alex Caceres, Steven Peterson, and Steve Garcia. No shame into losing to those guys at all, and especially at how young he was at the time. I am going to be taking Hooper in this fight. I wrote 29-28 decision, but I do believe that Hooper should be able to finish this fight inside the distance. Hooper by sub, plus 175. Hooper by points, plus 220. Chase by KO or sub, inside the distance, plus 100. Chase by sub or points, minus 195. Over 2.5, minus 104. Fight doesn't go the distance, minus 168. So give me Chase Hooper moneyline, minus 325. I'm going to take the over 2.5, minus 104. Give me Chase by KO or sub, plus 100. Chase by submission on points, plus 220. And give me Chase by sub at a plus 175. Excuse me, Chase Hooper by points is plus 220. Hooper by sub plus 175. Hooper ITD by KO or sub plus 100. Over 2.5. And Chase Hooper by submission on points. Let's go. Sorry if I confused you guys. I messed up the prop. Let's go. Chase Hooper for the dub. Let's go. I think he should be able to finish that fight inside the distance. But we do have by submission on points just in case. Let's go. Lupita Godinez versus Jéssica Andrade. It's going to be a banger fight. Plus 126 for Jéssica Andrade. Lupita Godinez minus 154. This is a very important fight for both ladies. Career trajectory and everything. Jéssica Andrade is a former champion. Jéssica Andrade will always remind me of that time that she just blitzed at Yan Xiaonan. She just ran at her and she ended up getting put out cold. Lupita is going to have to pull it out the fire. Jéssica got subbed by got subbed by Suarez, Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern gave her excuse me, I'm all over the place. She lost to Mackenzie. She beat Mackenzie Dern. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Excuse me. She just ran out of time and she spammed the hook against Yan Xiaonan. Jéssica Andrade got subbed by Suarez, beat Mackenzie Dern and Marina Rodriguez, then lost to Natalia Silva. And most recently lost to Jasmine Jasdavicius. Matched up against Lupita Godinez. Godinez is better. She better have been watching tape. Godinez should be better overall. Well-roundedness. But obviously we can't just depend on that in women's MMA. Godinez is 13-5. She's 3-2 out of her last 5. Her most recent losses is Verna Jandaroba and Mackenzie Dern. I'm going to go with Godinez in this one. I like Godinez by decision. Let's go over the props. Godinez by points plus 105. Andrade by KO plus 550. If you want to sprinkle, it's worth it, but I'm not going to take it. Just throw that out there. Fight goes the distance. Yes, minus 280. Lupi by KO on points, minus 110. Lupi by submission on points, minus 150. I like Lupi by submission on points, minus 150. I know it's the same as Moneyline, so there's no point. So give me Moneyline, Lupita Godinez, minus 154. I'm going to take Godinez by points, plus 105. And give me this fight goes the distance at a minus 280. But it's kind of risky because Andrade has that power. Let's go Lupi for the dub. Let's go. I got my notes mixed up with that fight, so my bad, guys. My notes accidentally flipped. Gerald Meerschaert plus 190. Michał Oleksiejczuk minus 240. Grappler versus striker. This is going to be one of my most anticipated fights on the card. This is a very good fight. A very good fight to live bet as well. Gerald Meerschaert is an excellent submission specialist. Very good on the ground. After Gerald gets dropped, he levels up. He becomes stronger. I remember when Edmund Shabazian dropped him and he went right into his guard. Gerald is 37-19, 12 subs in the first round. He's 37-19, 12 subs in the first round, 12 subs in the second, 4 in the third, 1 sub in the fifth. If he were to get a submission in the fourth round, he would have a sub in every single round. Obviously, this is not 4 rounds. Gerald can be a bit chinny. He's on a 2-fight losing skid, losing to RDR and Brad Tavares. Against Brad, he went 0 for 8 on takedowns. Matched up against Michał Oleksiejczuk. We know Michał is with the Fighting Nerds. He's been with them, I believe. Decent footwork, decent power, but he has been submitted 6 times. 30 years old versus 37. Michał has been submitted by Kevin Holland, but he dropped him before he got submitted. I'm going to go Michał Oleksiejczuk for the dub. Obviously, it's going to be a very close competitive fight. And be careful not to get your neck snatched up, Michał. Michał by KO minus 115. Gerald by sub plus 450. Michał by KO or sub minus 165. Michał by KO on points minus 185. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 550. Fight ends by KO minus 160. Over 1.5 plus 108. Under 1.5 minus 136. Guys, give me the over 1.5 at a plus 108. I know I'm messing with fire. I'm throwing it out the window. Give me the over 1.5 plus 108. Give me this fight doesn't go the distance, minus 550. I'm going to take Michał by KO, minus 115. And give me Michał by KO on points, minus 185. Let's go Michał Oleksiejczuk for the dub. It's going to be a hard fight, but I think Michał should be able to get it done. He's been training with the Fighting Nerds as well, so let's go. Now here we go. This was a good face-off as well. Baysangur, Susurkaev versus Nolan. We know Baysangur is coming from Dana White Contender Series. He debuted. It was on Tuesday, and he stuck up the forefinger saying that he wanted to go on short notice, and he wanted to be on UFC 319. Thankfully, he's on UFC 319 because without him, guys, I can't believe I'm even saying this. We would have a 11-fight card without him. Without him stepping up and wanting to fight on Saturday. This is Khamzat Chimaev's training partner, one of his main training partners, and he wanted to fight on the same card as him. And conveniently, it worked out so well because we still have a 12-fight card. I'm going to call him Susurkaev. Susurkaev is fighting Nolan. Susurkaev minus 850, Nolan plus 540. I don't have props for this fight, but Nolan has a very good left hook. Extremely good left hook. He's very light on his feet as well. But I love how Susurkaev looked on Dana White Contender Series. It was such a fast fight, but he has a very good teep down the middle. Hit him with a body shot TKO, and he finished him. I am going to go bend Susurkaev inside the distance. If there was props, I would take Susurkaev by KO. Susurkaev by KO or submission inside the distance. And this fight doesn't go the distance. So give me Susurkaev. I put him in a parlay at a minus 850. Let's go Susurkaev for the dub. Let's go. It's going to be crazy though, but I'm glad. Welcome to the UFC, my guy. And thank you for saving the card because without him, guys, we would have had an 11-fight card. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. Tim Elliott plus 250. Kai Asakura minus 325. This was great matchmaking. Elliott is 2-0 against Mokaev. Elliott was 2-0 against Mokaev in the judges' scorecards before he got finished. Tim Elliott is a true vet. And obviously, I had it 1-1 in that Mokaev fight heading into the third round, but some judges had Elliott up 2-0 against Muhammad Mokaev. I remember he cheated against Tagir Lebekov, and Habib was yelling like crazy. Elliott is 3-2 out of his last 5. This is going to be a banger fight as well. 38 years old, but he has cardio for days. He's coming off of great submission win over Sumadaji, but that was 1 year and 7 months ago. Elliott can hang in the grappling department, but he has good subs as well. Matched up against Kai Asakura. Kai is a former 135-pounder from Ryzen. Had a great title shot for a UFC debut. Obviously unsuccessful, but he has great forward pressure, can find openings in the chaos. His takedown defense needs to be polished. He got subbed by Pantoja. Pantoja is a beast, one of the best grapplers of all time. Kai Asakura is a heavy favorite here, and I like him to win this fight. Let's go over the props. Maybe plus 3.5 for Elliott, but I will say I don't really like the plus 3.5s anymore. I like Kai to win this fight. Kai by points plus 165. Kai by KO plus 160. Kai by KO on points minus 290. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 116. Over 2.5, minus 136. Elliott to land one takedown, minus 250. I do like Elliott to land one takedown, minus 250. Give me Kai by KO on points, minus 290. Give me Kai by KO plus 160. And give me the over 2.5 at a minus 136. Let's go Kai Asakura for the dub. Let's go. I think he should be able to finish this fight, but you never know. It's always going to be a tough fight. Let's go. MVP versus Jared Cannonier. It's going to be a banger. Plus 158 for Jared Cannonier. Michael Venom Page minus 196. This is one of my most anticipated fights on the entire card. Jared is tough, durable, and he never quits on himself. Jared is 41 years old, surprisingly, not too far off the age from MVP. MVP is 38 years old. Jared is 18-8, has never been submitted, which is a stat that I really liked and it stood out for me. Jared has only been KO'd 3 times. He lost by decision 5 times. Cannonier is 3-2 out of his last 5 with wins over Strickland. That was a close fight with Strickland. Marvin Vettori, in his most recent best win yet, Gregory Rodriguez. Jared lost to Imavov early stoppage. Kyle Barala, which was an insane beating. But those are the best of the best. Matched up against MVP. MVP has a wide stance. He has a hole in his grappling. And he is moving from 170 up to 185. Beautiful in and out style. Excuse me. 38 years old. But he looks 25 in the cage because he's so fast. He just fraud checked Sharo Magomedov. But guys, we know Sharo kind of went to war with Marc-Andre Barrios. This is going to be a close fight. It's going to be very competitive. And MVP has to be on point. And he cannot take this guy. You cannot take him for granted. You cannot blink. Don't blink. You got to be on point. And you have to be on the tip of your toes for the entire fight. MVP has outstruck every single person he's fought in the UFC. This is going to be a nail biter. It gets me nervous. Give me MVP for the dub. But we know Jared has that power. He has that strength. And he can easily shoot a takedown, get a takedown down. In fact, that's one of the props that I like. Cannonier to get one takedown plus 130. I think he can get one. I think MVP can get up. But obviously, I do think Jared can get one takedown. And I do think he's going to try it. He's going to be up his sleeve. MVP by points plus 120. Cannonier by points plus 290. I figured, guys, if one of these guys is going to win, it's by decision. I like MVP. If you like Cannonier, take him by points as well. MVP by KO, plus 360. MVP by KO on points, minus 290. Minus 190, excuse me. Over 2.5, minus 270, guys. So give me MVP moneyline, minus 196. I'm going to take MVP by points, plus 120. MVP by KO on points, I know it's the same, minus 190. Give me the over 2.5, minus 270. And give me Cannonier to get one takedown at a plus 130. Let's go. 1549, let's go. Carlos Prates, now he snarls at him. Carlos Prates versus Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal plus 190, Carlos Prates minus 240. Jeff Neal is a durable fighter, a true warrior. I remember when Neal fought Kevin Holland, that fight was a war in 2017. Neal, and I believe that's the only time he's been KO'd. Correct me if I'm wrong. 34 years old, 3-2 out of his last 5 for Neal. Good volume, solid takedown defense. Neal has wins over Ponzi, Vicente Luque, and most recently RDA. He doesn't quit on himself, but he can be open in the collar tie clinch. That war that he had with Shavkat was absolutely insane. He showed toughness on his full display in that fight. Matched up against Carlos Prates. Prates is light on his toes, 4-1 out of his last 5. 31 years old, coming off of a decision loss to Ian Gary. They both lost to Ian Gary. And he had him crawling for crawling for an escape. That was a crazy fight. 21-7 for Prates, 16 wins by KO, 3 wins by sub, and 2 wins by decision. Guys, I am going to go Prates. Let's go over the props. Prates by KO plus 130. Prates by decision plus 260. Prates by KO on points minus 230. And fight doesn't go the distance minus 174. Fight ends in KO minus 150. If you think, you know what, this is going to be a war, let me just take fight ends by KO minus 150. Nothing wrong with it. Give me Prates moneyline minus 240. Excuse me. Give me Prates by KO plus 130. Prates by KO on points minus 230. And give me this fight doesn't go the distance minus 174. Let's go Prates for the dub. Let's go. 1705. Let's go. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. Pico's a very good wrestler, guys. After doing tape, guys, he is a very good wrestler. Very good wrestler, guys. Plus 142 for Lerone Murphy. Aaron Pico minus 176. This is one of my favorite matchups on the card. In fact, I think this is my favorite matchup besides the main event. Co-main events of the evening. Isn't it crazy how Masvidal couldn't fight? But here is Lerone Murphy. Shout out to both of these guys. This is going to be crazy. Lerone is going to be one of the guys that's undefeated on this card. Excuse me, guys. My neck hurts a little bit. He had a draw with... Lerone is 34 years old, 16-0. He had a draw with Zabira in 2019. He is 5-0 out of his last 5 with wins over Gabriel Santos, Josh Culibao, Edson Barbosa, Dan Ige, and most recently, one of his best wins yet, Josh Emmett. In a 5-round masterclass that I absolutely loved, guys. He's dangerously accurate, can adapt very well in between rounds. And when Ige dropped him bad in round 1, he came back and won the 2nd and 3rd round. He has great setup game. He's a technician. And he got taken down 4 times by Josh Emmett. And he has a hole in the grappling. But I do like his get-up game. And he's very composed in the cage. Matched up against Aaron Pico. Pico was supposed to fight Masvidal. Pico being the favorite makes sense after looking at his wrestling path to victory. But I will say, guys, I do think that the bookies are disrespecting Lerone Murphy. Pico overall comes from Bellator. He got fed to the wolves super early in his career and still managed to put everything together. Pico comes from a good family as well. Golden Gloves experience, has trained in Manny Pacquiao's gym. He graduated high school, attempted the Olympics, and transitioned into MMA. And guys, his wrestling is elite. I do think he can get a takedown, but I'm counting on Murphy to be on point and get right back up. Let's go over the props. Murphy by KO plus 600. Murphy by points plus 260. Pico by KO plus 380. Pico by points plus 155. Murphy by KO on points plus 150. Over 2.5 minus 220. Pico to get 1 takedown. Guys. Excuse me. Pico to get 1 takedown minus 1,500. For a guy who's making his UFC debut. Bro, this is absolutely insane. Fight goes the distance, minus 182. Give me Lerone Murphy moneyline, plus 142. I think it's one of the best dogs on the card, plus 142. Give me Murphy by points, plus 260. Give me Murphy by KO on points, plus 150. Give me the over 2.5, minus 220. And give me Pico to get 1 takedown, minus 1,500. Fuck it. Let's go. 21:45. Here we go, main event. We're headed to Chicago. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I did have some neck pain, but we're here. We're here. They do get into each other's face. I do want to get it to a little bit of a better angle. Right there. All right, because they got into a massive scrap. Well, they pushed each other. Dana White got right into it. Drickus to Plessis, plus 194. Hamza Chimaev, minus 245. Brute force, endless cardio versus unbelievable grappler. Marathon runner versus sprinter. Main events of the evening, boys and girls. Here we fucking go. I need a war. May the best man win. Drickus is on the longest active winning streak in the middleweight division. We know Fluffy Hernandez is right behind him. And Fluffy had a great performance against Dolidze. Middleweight is in a beautiful place right now. We got Paris, September 6th. Kyle Barallo versus Imavov. And it was kind of surprising to see Barallo as the backup. I thought Imavov... But you know what I was thinking? Barallo's going to have to cut weight in 2 more weeks. So, I mean, who cares? It's not really a big deal. Drickus is a warrior. Everyone will say plot armor. And I think I'm a little bit over that. I think Drickus actually is very durable. And I think he has paths to survive. And he has very good fight IQ. And he can adapt very well. This is going to be a very tough scrap. Drickus is 23-2. One of his best wins on his resume is Izzy and Strickland. 31 years old, 5-0 out of his last 5, 76-inch reach. DDP has an insane amount of cardio. Even when he looks tired and he takes deep breaths against Izzy, he left himself a little open, but he knew Izzy was more tired. He knew he could get more. He knew Izzy could get more tired than him, and he could see it in the face. And Drickus doesn't quit. He doesn't quit on himself. Against Strickland, even in their first fight, this guy was just constantly able to get a takedown in round 4, constantly able to do damage, constantly able to keep moving, constantly able to land, even though he's not even looking at the punch, but it still lands. Drickus is a workhorse. One of his best performances. I love the way he performed against Whitaker, but I love the way that he performed against Strickland the second time. He made the rivalry 2-0 and he put it to an end, breaking Strickland's nose, showing his power on full display. I do think Drickus is not here to play. He's not here to play, and he's not just some guy that you're just going to steamroll. Drickus is going to bring it. And he has that lower center of gravity, so I feel like he's going to bring it, and this is going to be a war. Matchup against Hamza Chimaev. Chimaev made his UFC debut in 2020. It's about time he gets his title shot, but obviously with a bunch of canceled fights. We know that he was supposed to fight Leon Edwards 3 times, and it got canceled. He almost retired because of the cold, and we know that it's an issue with his lungs. Hamza is going to look to take and dethrone Drickus du Plessis. We know that Gilbert Burns dropped Hamza Chimaev. Many points to the Gilbert and Kamaru Usman fight. Hamza did struggle to pass full mount against Usman. He was stuck in half guard. Hamza did struggle, but he controlled him for more than 6 minutes. But we cannot rely on Hamza to go a full 25. I do believe in Hamza. I think he can go a full 25. But we can't put all our marbles in one basket and bank on it. I do think Hamza's going to need a finish. Because if you don't finish, Drickus gets better and better each and every time, each and every round. This guy's like a snowball effect. And the more tired he sees you, the more he's going to attack. And before you know it, he's on your back. I will say, Hamza has been working, strengthening and conditioning with Pico as well. Hamza got dropped by Gilbert. Hamza might get tagged early. He might do the fake love touch, shoot right away. But once he has Drickus once he has Drickus' back, he's in his realm. The difference in grappling should be miles apart. The transitionings, the scrambles are going to be very insane, but I do think Hamza can still maintain control and win this fight inside the distance. Drickus would need to attack the body with body kicks, body shots, leg kicks, and put the pace on Hamza. Sometimes with wrestlers, you have to wrestle the wrestler, guys. So in this case, guys, give me Hamza Chimaev for the dub. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I do think Hamza should be able to win this fight, guys. Let's go over the props. Sorry about that. Hamza by sub plus 145. Hamza by KO plus 440. Hamza by decision plus 500. I like Hamza by sub at a plus 145. Drickus by KO plus 500. It's worth a sprinkle. If he gets to 3, 4, and 5, he can win this fight. Drickus by points plus 600. Hamza by KO or sub minus 145. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 350. I think that's a safety anchor. Under 2.5, minus 134. 1 knockdown in the fight, minus 110. You guys know that's in my 6 best bets, the bonuses as well. Sorry, guys, I'm gassed. Oh, I'm fucking gassed. Drickus by KO, rounds 3, 4, 5, plus 1,200. Hamza by sub, rounds 1, 2, 3, plus 185. Hamza by submission, rounds 3, 4, 5, plus 700. Alright, let's go over the props. Here we go. Hamza to get 1 takedown, minus 5,000. I had to throw that in there. 3 takedowns in the fight, minus 125. I like that one as well. Guys, in this case, give me Hamza money line, minus 245. Give me Hamza by sub, plus 145. You guys know the Psycho Parlay. It's Carlos Prates by KO, Lerone by decision, and Hamza by submission. Nice Psycho Parlay. I think it's like plus 1,081. I love it. It's one of my favorite Psycho Parlays. Give me Hamza by sub plus 145. Hamza by KO or sub inside the distance minus 145. Fight doesn't go the distance minus 350. One knockdown in the fight minus 110. And Hamza by submission rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 185. I do think that he's either going to knock him out or submit him. It's going to be a very competitive fight. Give me Hamza. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sneaky uppercut. But I'm going to go by submission. I'm going to go round 2, round 3. I like that 1, 2, 3 submission. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Let me know if you guys like the video. Sorry I had to dip for a little bit, but I came back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. I'm not going to edit that out. Let's go. And may the best man win, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this card. It's a 12-fight card. Here we go. Without further ado, it's already time to enjoy the weekend. God bless. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you guys haven't already. And have a great weekend. God bless. The best is blessed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey. Peace. Hey.